Welcome to Explaining the Plays. I'm going to be explaining my thought process on every turn, things that are going through my mind, why I'm doing what I'm doing while I'm playing these games. Aggro DH is the deck. I've got the list over here on the side of the screen, as you can see. That deck code is going to be in the description of the video. I believe what I've settled on for now is it's the Vicious Syndicate list, except I cut one Bone Glaive and added in Lady Safino. So it's like we got a mirror match right off the bat. So we really are looking for like a one-drop Battle Fiend, Slither Spear. Going first makes a big difference in this matchup. Drekthar is the highest win rate card in this deck, so that's something you would definitely want. Battle-Worn Vanguard actually isn't that good. Only play here is Hero Power. But this is an initiative-based deck, so you always want to go first with this deck. And it's a really big difference in the mirror match, so likely turn 2 we're going to be looking at just play the Vanguard. The reason why this card isn't very good in the mirror match is because of Puffer Fist. You know, if your opponent can play Puffer Fist and then Hero Power and swing, they're going to hit your Vanguard, and then they're going to be able to kill your Vanguard and any 1/1s that come off of it. So I think we still just play the minion. We could draw cards here, but just getting the minion out on the board is going to be, I think, a little bit better. Turn 3 we're likely going to be Hero Powering. Kind of depends on our top deck, but we're just going to go ahead and throw him out there. The card doesn't get any better later in the game, and it's better to develop the minion, in my opinion, than to draw cards at this particular point. And so he actually gets removed even without Puffer Fist. So I think we actually just go Battle Fiend and draw cards. Other option would be Battle Fiend and Hero Power to get the Battle Fiend to a 2/2. But I think I like drawing cards better here. We're going to have Drekthar on 4. Only other consideration is, you know, if we're not attacking, then the Kurtrus Demons are going to be weak if we draw Kurtrus. And we're definitely not attacking next turn because that's going to be the Drekthar turn. But this just spends all of our mana. When in doubt, spend mana. Both Predations in hand. Hopefully we can hit a Naga to be able to get those down to free. Best play for our opponent would likely be coin Drekthar of their own. They're not doing that, so that's pretty good for us, but they are able to develop. So we'll take a quick look. Is anything better than just playing Drekthar? And the answer to that is no. We just want to get the Drekthar down and hope that they don't actually draw the wife here. And the 1/2 just goes face. We're not going to try to like soften up any kind of minions or anything, so Puffer Fist and multi-strike, so he's getting a lot of damage out of that Puffer Fist. Could actually double punch the Drekthar. Nope, so he made the correct play here. He clears our entire board thanks to the Puffer Fist and the multi-strike, so you can see how strong that card is. And now we're in somewhat of a bad spot. Kurtrus next turn would only have 3 4s, and if they respond with a Kurtrus, the minions have 4 health, so they could actually trade. So I think Kurtrus next turn is probably not going to be the play. They've got this card. This could be their own Kurtrus right here, so I would rather play a Kurtrus in response. So I think it's just going to be Fury, Hero Power, and Vanguard. We need to clear this Puffer Fist. Getting that Puffer Fist off the board is definitely the most important thing here, so unfortunately we're still at 3 cost Predations. Sigil of Summoning and a Vanguard of their own, so Puffer Fist would be a good draw here. Puffer Fist would actually be insane here. And unfortunately, we don't get Puffer Fist, and we don't... Wow. Glaive Hero Power. And a Predation on the 3-2. It's not great, but I think that's our best play. We could also, like, Predation, Spectral Sight, and Hero Power, but we can't leave his Vanguard on the board since we don't have our second Puffer Fist, and unlikely that we get the second Puffer Fist with 17 cards still in our deck here, so we're going to have to make this play. So next turn we've got the Kurtrus. So he's playing actually a different version of the deck. They're playing the token version. And unfortunately we're just kind of in a tough spot against the token version because one Puffer Fist is gone and second Puffer Fist is likely buried in our deck. Second Vanguard from him, and we're just taking damage here. Taking a lot of damage here. Slither Spear gives us a free Predation, which I think we use to kill off Battle-Worn Vanguard. Our opponent's in top deck mode. He is going to draw a card off of this once it dies. Getting rid of the tokens is actually pretty meaningful here. We're going to hold. We'll be able to draw some cards next turn. It's actually pretty weak for him. And he may have attacked too quickly with that because we're going to be able to get a lot of damage out of our hero power if he leaves all these minions on the board. So at most now our opponent can only remove 2 minions. I think he's just kind of committed to going all in with this. So we're going to have to count carefully to see if we have lethal here. Especially with this. Metamorphin. So we're going to start by drawing cards. There's a Chaos Strike. That's going to give us the taunt here. I think we just clear their board as best we can. Draw again. So we can actually just go Treasure Guard and Metamorphin. Gives us maximum taunt. Could just go like Treasure Guard, a Hero Power, and then trade for those. I think I like that better. Gets us the honorable kill. That lets us push 5. And we'll just make some trades here. Trade for his more dangerous stuff. Shove that poor face. And we win. So you can see, I like this version of the deck better than the version that they're playing, the token version. And it's pretty interesting that Treasure Guards and also the Metamorphins, just that having that taunt in the way can really save you in the mirror match from preventing the other hero from being able to punch you in the face. So pretty solid game there. We expected to win because we were going first in the mirror match. That's just kind of the way it goes. Not impossible to win going second, but you're definitely favored going first. So game number 2 looks like we're on the coin versus Priest here. Priest, potentially one of the harder matchups I think for this deck, so I'm going to keep the Battle Fiend and toss everything else. If you aren't familiar with what I do here, on these Explaining the Plays videos, I actually just queue up consecutive games. I feel like that's more of a real life, what you're going to see on the ladder, rather than me playing, say, like 50 games and then trying to cherry pick, really good games out of that. I don't feel like it's necessarily a great learning opportunity for me to just cherry pick games. You know, maybe a lot of entertainment value from cherry picking certain games, you know, high rolls or, you know, top decks or whatnot, but not a whole lot of entertainment value. And, you know, when I'm playing Hearthstone, and when I'm even making these videos, I'm actually trying to learn and get better myself. And so, you know, certainly I think you can learn a lot more from challenging games. And, you know, we may high roll some of these, but not necessarily. So we've got options here. Could just Chaos Strike, draw a card and attack, push face, or we could play the Vanguard, and we could even go like Vanguard, coin, hero power. He would likely want a Shellfish with the Whispers card that does the damage. I think I just want to go wide and start pushing. So I'm actually going to use the coin here. Make sure I attack with my hero first so that I get the buff on the Battle Fiend. Don't want to miss a damage. So what I'm thinking about with this Priest deck is there's a couple of ways they can clear the board. They can play like a Shellfish and the Whispers of the Shadow, I think it's called. But anyway, silence the Shellfish, and then it does the minions attack damage to minions on our side of the board, which would be 7 damage. And then the other thing is Desperate Prayer Zarella is going to clear the board. And they kept 2 cards here. So the question is, how hard do we want to play out into a potential Zarella clear here? And I think the answer to that is we don't. So we can just go Chaos Strike and Hero Power, rather than like playing a Slither Spear or even a Treasure Guard. If we play minions and they have the Zarella play, then we just lose everything. Potentially this allows us to reload. Yep, and Fell Barrage will actually clear a Zarella if that's the play. Again, I'm attacking first with the hero, make sure the Battle Fiend gets his extra attack. And we've got a lot of pressure on the board now, so if he has like a Desperate Prayer Zarella play, he's going to have to play it here. Otherwise, he's just taking too much damage. Okay, so they had the Drake. And again, we're just happy that we did not have to, you know, throw away other minions like if we had put the Slither Spear on the board. So I think at this point, we're just going to go Slither Spear, Fell Barrage, and Hero Power. With Kurtrus in hand, I feel like we want to attack every single turn to be able to be buffing these minions. Other option would be like Treasure Guard, Hero Power, but I want to get this off the board, I think. This also gives us a free Predation in hand. Still not sure if this is like a Shellfish Priest or a Boar Priest. I don't play against a whole lot of priests, so I'm not familiar if Nether Drake is maybe in Boar Priest. Could just be playing regular old Shellfish. That answers that question, and there's Shellfish Whispers of the Deep, so he was able to clear again. I think I'm just going to go Vanguard Hero Power. It seems a little bit weak. Could play Treasure Guard Vanguard. We won't be attacking next turn anyway with the Kurtrus. They're 4/4s. Maybe it's better to just draw a card on when this gets traded into. Even 4/4s, we'd be able to clear that with the Predation. Not able to clear it this turn. We can just hold the Predation since it's free. Next turn we likely just Kurtrus. 4/4s are hopefully good enough. Second Whisper, so this is an exact clear of what we have on the board. So we'll be able to clear his 7/7 before he's able to copy it. Seems pretty good. So now we're just hoping to be able to draw into the damage and kill him, but this version of Priest does have healing in it. It's got Desperate Prayers, it's got, what is it, Renew, may even have Flash Heal in it. So we're expecting our opponent to be able to heal up a lot here. There's a Gift of the Nauru, that draws him a card. Still 16 cards in his deck. So both Whispers of the Deep are gone, and one Light Maw Nether Drake is gone. There's Zarella. Zarella's now gone as well. I think we can just go for the honor kill. Actually can't get the honor kill because this is 2 damage now instead of 1. So, we're going to start by drawing a card. There's Multi-Strike. So I think I want to go Metamorphin, Puffer Fist, and Hero Power. It's going to put 2 minions on the board, and he's running out of ways to be able to remove minions. It's going to let me punch face for 4. And then it's going to soften this up to a 4/3, which means it either dies to the Metamorphin or potentially it sets us up for a kill. I think I'm going to equip Dread Prison Glaive. I'm almost positive that they don't run Vipers. Actually, there's not enough mana to equip a Dread Prison here. So he could potentially heal the Zarella, and then, you know, make this trade and still keep his still keep a 4/1 on the board. Don't really care about that. We're really just trying to figure out how to kill him at this point, and Dread Prison Glaive and Multi-Strike go a long way towards that goal. Hopefully he can put some minions on the board that will allow us to do a lot of face damage. At some point there's going to have to be more shellfish on the board. Okay. So he likely trades for the... Yep. Makes sense. We can actually just consider killing this to draw cards. Second Dread Prison Glaive. I feel like killing it to draw cards is actually the best play here, so we can just Hero Power. And we're going to draw more cards. We hit Safino with a Predation, so that's going to allow us a lot of damage, essentially. So I'm going to go ahead and play one Dread Prison, just since we have the other one. And I think we just stick this Metamorphin on the board as well. If it survives to the next turn, it allows us to have that extra Hero Power. Now we just wait and see what our opponent does. Feeling pretty good though. I mean, with the damage that we have in hand, having the Safino in hand, I think I'm expecting to just be able to kill him next turn. Have to see what he does, especially if these minions survive. Yeah, and with the multi-strike here, So 1, 3, 5, attack, 7, hit this. Then the multi-strike lets us hit face again, so we're just killing him this next turn. Yep, so we have a multi-strike, hero power, punch face, hero power, honorable kill, attack, hero power, play the Atheno, then we'll shoot him in the face, and then we'll swing face for 9. That will hero power again. A little bit of BM, but... So this game, we were able to set up a nice kill, just Dread Prison and Multi-Strike. Just a really, really strong combo in being able to deal damage to your opponent's face. So that game actually didn't feel all that bad. Our opponent was able to clear multiple boards with Nether Drake, and then they also had the Sorella, both Whispers of the Deep. So they were able to clear our minions out pretty well, but they never did a whole lot of healing. We didn't see the Desperate Prayer from them. Gift of the Nauru, I think, was the only healing spell that they had, and they didn't use the hero power on their own face very much. So overall, though, I think it was a pretty solid game. And game number 3 here looks like we are once again against Demon Hunter. We are once again going first, which is great. You can see here I'm 55%, 11-9 versus Demon Hunter. So a little bit coin flippy, to be honest, as a lot of mirror matches actually are. A lot of times it comes down to who draws the cards, like Drekthar, like Kurtrus. And again, who's going first makes a big difference as well. So we don't want any of this. Ideally, we would like to see like a Slither Spear, Battle Fiends. Kind of, sort of okay. Drekthar, of course. It's like our opponent actually kept 2 cards. Puffer Fist is good for us here. It's just good in the matchup. Even if we have no intention of playing it on turn 3, it can be good on turn 4. Or you could play it on turn 3 if you have like a Dread Prison Glaive, but most of the time when you're playing Puffer Fist, you're really wanting to get the hero power proc. We have the Glaive here. So we can equip the Glaive hero power, punch into this, and then it would die to the Puffer Fist procs on the following turn, or whenever we play Puffer Fist. Other option would just be to Fury hero power to remove this from the board, but since we have Puffer Fist in hand, and potentially their next turn could be Battle-Worn Vanguard, coin hero power, I think we want to have our weapon equipped so that we can play Puffer Fist and attack in the same turn. So that's what I'm going to do here. Just going to soften this up for the Puffer Fist. So it's a little bit transparent. As far as setting up this play, our opponent may think, well, they probably have Puffer Fist in hand, or maybe they think we're just setting it up to honorable kill it at 1. So you can see here our opponent does play Battle-Worn Vanguard, and our play counters this just insanely well. So it's a bit unfortunate we're not going to be able to get an honor kill here, but we do clear their board and develop a Puffer Fist. So now we've got Spectral Sight in the outcast position to draw cards. We have a Multi-Strike in hand. Multi-Strike's significantly better when you have 2 charges. He plays Mancrick as well. I mean, I think we just draw cards here. We can draw cards, Multi-Strike hero power to get the honorable kill. Lets us push a little bit of extra damage face. Pick up a Bone Glaive for next turn. We play the Metamorphin as a 3/4. I think I like playing the Metamorphin, so I'm going to swing here, shoot this, and then I'll be able to get the... No, that's right, the weapon's going to break first. And I'll only have 2 attack left. So I have to swing here first. So you can see there, Dread Prison Glaive, we actually got 0 honor kills with it, I think. All 3 charges, not one single honor kill. But I think this was the strongest position for us to be in. Drekthar is certainly their best play here. Overall, a pretty weak Drekthar. Now this is an interesting turn. Slither Spear gives us a free predation. Multi-strike will allow us to clear a lot of stuff on the board, but it's our second multi-strike. But we can go Slither Spear, predation, multi-strike, hit here and here. Puffer Fist is going to go off twice. Gives us maximum board development. I think it's definitely the play. Predate you. So we are floating a little bit of mana here. And we'll just hero power. No reason to, but I always like to spend as much mana as I can, but whether you hero power there or not, it doesn't do anything at all. It's almost like a silly thing to do, to be honest, a waste of time. But so, I mean, potentially next turn we've got Bone Glaive. The Dredge is really good. Our opponent's getting low. I mean, as are we to a certain extent. This is just a weak turn from him, drawing cards here. We may actually be able to just kill him. He's not even getting an honor kill on that. So we just kill our opponent. That was a nice game. Nice game from us. Doesn't matter what we take. Drekthar would be fine. You can see our opponent concede. So this deck is super, super strong. If you're interested in climbing ranks on the ladder right now, I think this is definitely the way to go. Again, Tuesday, April 26th, there's going to be some nerfs coming out. This deck is actually not being hit by the nerfs all that much. The only thing that's going to change with these cards is Puffer Fist is going from 4 health to 3 health. I expect Aggro Demon Hunter will still be really strong after those nerfs go through. It's just going to be a question of our decks that are good against Aggro Demon Hunter, if they're going to see more play. So when the Druid nerfs come through, there's going to open things up to have some slower decks that could be better. Control Paladin likely gets better if Ramp Druid no longer runs Kazakhazan, which I don't think it will. Because of the Kazakhazan change, I don't think Ramp Druid is going to be able to fit 4 dragons into the deck without making significant changes to the deck and actually making the deck worse. So Ramp Druid's still a playable deck. It'll just no longer have Kazakhazan, which means Ramp Druid will no longer be the greediest late game deck in the game. That opens things up for potentially more Control Paladin. It opens things up for Control Warrior. Potentially you might, who knows, maybe Kazakhazan Priest. But it just opens things up for slower, late-game, defensive, control-style decks, which would likely be bad for Aggro Demon Hunter. But for certain right now, Aggro Demon Hunter, very, very strong, and likely still a very strong, good deck, even after those changes go through. Thank you for watching. I'm Uncorrupt. If you've enjoyed the video, consider potentially liking the video. Also consider maybe a subscription to the channel. You're going to find other videos like this and things related to Hearthstone. Thanks again. Good luck out on the ladder.